This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. Apple Valley gets another incredible performance from quarterback Jeff Widener. 5 more touchdown passes in the Sun Devils' 8th straight win of the year, a 49-31 victory over Sultana. Tyron Smith from 16 yards out. The unbelievably accurate throw under the heavy pass rush, 33 yards to Xander Witt. The 5 scoring passes to 4 different receivers. Jesse Griggs on a 4th and goal from 5 yards out. 2 of the 5 TD passes coming on 4th down situations. This next one, a 4th and goal from the 28. It completes another 2 quick touchdowns just before halftime display. This second scoring pass to Tyron Smith coming with 1 second remaining before halftime. The Sun Devils' second TD in the closing 90 seconds of the second quarter. The longest of the scoring passes, another pitch of picture-perfect accuracy, 40 yards to David Blocker Jr., call him DJ. It comes late in the third quarter and puts the Sun Devils up by 25, 42-17. Sultana is not to be shortchanged in the offensive output department. They're 31 points, the highest scored against Apple Valley since Game 1 of the season. The Sultans keep pace with the Sun Devils in the second half, both teams scoring 21 points. The outcome keeps Apple Valley tied atop the Mojave River League with Oak Hills. Sultana falls to 1-2 in the MRL, 3-5 overall. This online sports report presented by Valu Quality Truck Bodies. Family owned and operated since 1954. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, supporting teams, schools, and athletes throughout the Victor Valley. It is Seniors Night. 22 Sun Devils seniors taking the field in their final regular season home game. Sultana comes in aggressively undaunted. The onside kick to start the game. Recovered by the Sultans, 33. Sultana's posted 34-player roster does not show who number 33 is. Lawrence Scott, the carry, the 5'5", 130-pound junior, comes in averaging 5 yards per carry, the Sultans' second leading ground gainer on the year. Sultana converts the game-opening turnover into points on the scoreboard. Cody Hill connects from 42 yards, 3-0 Sultans, 2.5 minutes in. Jeff Widener goes right to work, hitting Ty Smith on his first of 17 Jeff Widener completions. Ty Smith, 6 receptions for 116 yards on the night. Noah Renteria, first down yardage to the 44, but Sun Devils' offensive penalties move this possession back. This is 2nd and 21, back at their own 33. Jeff Widener rifles it to David Blocker Jr., the 5'8", 165-pound senior wide receiver and two-way starter. One thing very impressive about Sun Devils receivers, their determination to keep fighting for as many yards as possible after the catch. Sultan defensive back Devin Dalton, 22, among those bringing Blocker down after a gain of 20. Xander Witt demonstrates why and how he averages 25-plus yards per catch, forging forward for a first down to the Sultana 16. Next play, Jeff Widener flips it to Ty Smith on the slant. The 6', 170-pound sophomore has his 6th touchdown reception of the season, and the Sun Devils have a lead they shall not relinquish. Sultan coach Keith Locklear has designed an offensive plan of attack that consistently produces solid gains on the ground, but we see a penalty flag fly here as both teams have early possessions hampered by offensive penalties. Sultana is unable to recover and keep the ball on their second possession. Sun Devils senior Gabe Sawdy Jr., 70, the sack. Gabe Saudi his 6'1", 255, fourth sack on the year for the returning All-Mojave River League defender. 2nd and 8, Sun Devils, their own 44, Jeremy Justice II, first down into Sultana territory. Jeremy Justice is 6'3", 175 pounds, a junior, averages 12 yards per catch from his wide receiver position. Kenyard Edwards Jr. gets the call. The junior running back carries for a first down, but Sultana's defense stiffens, and the Sultans will end Apple Valley's third possession, taking over on downs. Sultana meets the same fate on their ensuing possession. This is what is called a coverage sack. Nathaniel Glass's receivers all covered, and the 6'3", 240-pound sophomore is brought down by Noah Renteria, 2, Jesse Griggs, 42, and company. Noah Renteria stays in at running back and carries for 17 yards into Sultana territory at the 31. Noah Renteria is a 5'8", 175-pound senior. The Sultans turn the table in the sack department. Andrew Ast, 20, runs down Jeff Whitener. Andrew Ast, 5'9", 160-pound junior free safety, enters this game with 9 solo tackles on the year. He averages 7 tackles a game. Jeff Whitener seems to thrive under pressure. 3rd and long, rolling out to his right, the completion to Tyron Smith, 21 yards for a first down at the 10 on the last play of the first quarter. Sultana resumes its sack attack. 44, another unidentified Sultan not listed on their roster. 2nd down at the 11, Xander Witt to the 4. Sultana defenders stiffen again. If the Sun Devils are to score on this possession, it must come on a 4th and goal at the 5. Jeff Whitener rolling right, flick of the wrist pitch to tight end Jesse Griggs. 6 points, Sun Devils. 2nd pass reception on the season for Jesse Griggs, both for touchdowns. The 6', 205-pound senior is more often recognized as his team's leading tackler. Kicker Mackenzie Lopez, enjoying her senior night opportunities. She goes 7 for 7 this night in the PAT department, and it is 14-3 Sun Devils, 9:24 showing on the second quarter clock. Standard operating procedure for the Sun Devils in many a game this season. Score twice in a very short time span late in the second quarter. Here's that process demonstrated. A 93-yard scoring drive ignited by the 3rd and 12 pitch and catch to Xander Witt that covers 65 yards. This possession began with the Jeremy Justice pass interception at the 7. Next play from the 9. Noah Renteria runs it in, and the Sun Devils go up 21-3 with 1:38 seconds to go before halftime. For Noah Renteria, his first touchdown of the year. The Sun Devils get it back with 33 seconds before the half. Their own 16, Jeff Widener to Xander Witt, 47 yards to the 37. A completion to Ty Smith, then a pair of penalties moving them back beyond the 20, and it is 4th and goal with 6.8 seconds on the clock. Jeff Widener back to Tyron Smith, and the Sun Devils have their biggest lead of the night, 28-3, as the clock shows 1.8 seconds remaining before halftime. When you see how developments progress to start the second half, do not think for a moment that the Sun Devils have become complacent, nor think the Sultans will be less than fired up to open the third quarter. Coach Matt Rohrbaugh knows Coach Keith Locklear too well to have his team believe they do not still have a game on their hands. Sultana takes the second half kickoff and gets a 30-yard return by Jose Ramirez. The 5'5 senior is the team's leading ball carrier on the year. Jose Ramirez will carry on plays from scrimmage for 147 yards this night. tops among ball carriers on both teams. If you heard mention made of Apple Valley players, ball carriers, and pass receivers battling for every yard, Sultana players are equal in these efforts. Ball carrier Sal Hernandez refuses to be brought down, and his teammates keep moving the pile another 5, 10, 15, 20 yards across midfield and into Sun Devils territory. You'll see this Sultana first possession of the second half interrupted by the Tyron Smith interception, but this is but a temporary setback in Sultana's second half momentum. Sultan defenders regain that momentum on the very next play. The hard hit on the handoff exchange. Brandon Dow, 10, dives for the loose ball as it rolls into the end zone. It is Xavier Garcia, 11, falling on it, and Whitecap Joe Michael signals touchdown Sultana. Cody Hill out of Elijah Hampton's hold, and Sultana has closed the gap to 28-10, 2:15 in the second half. In the Sight for Sore Eyes category, Sun Devils fans welcome the return of Chad Smith from the disabled list, soft cast on his hand. When Xavier Garcia shoots the gap and makes the tackle on this play, we get a closer look at the junior defensive back who scored the touchdown on the fumble recovery in the end zone. This is 2nd and 6 at the 33. Jeff Widener releases the perfect pitch, just beating Cody Talamuava's pass rush. And this is primo Jeff Widener to Xander Witt execution. Nicely thrown ball, full extension without breaking stride. Xander Witt, 15th touchdown reception by the 5'11", 180-pound wide receiver. Snap. Apple Valley has the momentum back and a 24-point lead. Mackenzie Lopez's kick out of Ty Smith's hold, and the lead is back up to 25 with 7:51 to go in the third quarter. It is 35-10 Sun Devils. Sultana responds with a keep it on the ground scoring drive. Nathaniel Glass breaks one tackle and carries for a first down into the red zone. Brandon Dow caps the drive, following his blockers in from a yard out, and Sultana is back within 19. The try for 2 on the conversion fails. It is 35-16 with 3.5 to play in quarter number 3. It takes Jeff Widener and company less than a minute to make up for that Sultan score. Another incredibly thrown pass, this time to David Blocker Jr. The senior wide receiver hauls it in at the 5 and tumbles into the end zone. The play covering 40 yards. DJ Blocker's second touchdown pass of his career equates to Jeff Widener's TD pass number 41. This game, Jeff Widener's 17 completions in 24 attempts net him 381 yards. Sultana will rally for 2 more touchdowns in the fourth quarter, both scored by their sophomore signal caller, Nathaniel Glass. The second Nathaniel Glass touchdown at the midway mark of the fourth quarter pulls Sultana within 11, 42-31. Sultana actually outscores the Sun Devils 28-21 the second half. Apple Valley counters Sultana's 4th touchdown by returning to their ground game. Chad Smith will carry for 106 yards all the second half and score the game's final touchdown on a 4-yard power play. The Sun Devils' running back by committee formula accounts for over 200 yards rushing in the absence of leading ball carrier Donovan Ferguson. Adding in Jeff Widener's 381 passing yards, nearly 600 yards total offense on the night. Next up for Coach Matt Ruerbaugh's defending Mojave River League champions, Hesperia at Scorpions Stadium. Major task, do not look past Hesperia in knowing Oak Hills looms on the horizon the following week in the showdown for the MRL title. Coach Keith Locklear will have his Sultans ready for Burroughs next before finishing up league play against Serrano. Down Home Grill Action Highlights Online Sports Report. Down Home Grill now serving new spinach wraps, including turkey kale crunch, buffalo blue cheese, and chicken Santa Fe. Down Home Grill is open daily 6 in the morning till 10 at night, located at the corner of Nutritious and Delicious, Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Drive in Victorville. Re-elect Richard Dick Sowers to the Apple Valley Unified School District School Board. The Apple Valley Unified School District is rock solid in rising above tide after tide of changes that erode California's public school system. Dick Sowers seeks your vote. His leadership has helped Apple Valley Unified School District stay ahead of the curve in preparing students for their future, putting learning to work. But you can't hit if you don't swing. Your vote is needed to swing this very important election that will decide the future direction of the Apple Valley Unified School District. Re-elect Richard Dick Sowers to the Apple Valley Unified School District School Board. Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Drive. The world-class auctioneers at I-15 Auctions. Bid fast, bid last. I-15 Auctions. Midway Home Solutions in Victorville, providing highest quality home appliances at discount prices for 6 decades. And Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville, supporting High Desert teams, athletes, and sports programs. Victor Valley Jackrabbits, crosstown rival Silverado Hawks. The Desert Sky League title at stake. Victor Valley unbeaten in the DSL. Silverado favored to beat the Jackrabbits and throw the league championship into a 3-way tie. At season's outset, most would not have thought Coach Leland Eudy's final regular season game would be for the league championship, not even the soon-to-retire Jackrabbits coach.
I thought we had a shot at least being one of the top 3 teams, and it's kind of worked out for us. I didn't think I'd be 4-0, to be honest with you, but our kids just refused to bend, and they're not overly big, but they got a big heart.
Eudy at the end of a long career, Silverado's RAFAEL GINORIO, his 2nd season at the helm of the Hawks.
Because this is probably the biggest game we've ever had, but you know, funny things happen in this league. DSL, it's always been like that, and so yeah, this is great. This is really great for everybody, the community, to have it come down in this last game. It should be fun.
The game's ebb and flow and eventual outcome determined in largest part by goal line stands. Victor Valley took the opening kickoff and consumed 6.5 minutes of the first quarter clock, eventually driving inside the Silverado 5. Daniel Walker to Joseph Vadillo on the first play from scrimmage. Then the run, Donald Mitchell picking up the first down. Keys to keeping the ball and the drive alive, 3rd down conversions. First, 3rd and long, Walker to Vadillo on the far side. This time, Vadillo on first down on what we used to call a crossbuck. The Rabbits are in the white-jerseyed Hawks red zone. But every Rabbits play wasn't meeting with success. Chance Padilla, 22, with the tackle here. Third and long. Senior quarterback Daniel Walker scrambles, carrying inside the 5. These 3rd and long conversions.
Get the ball across the first down marker. That's all. That's the only thing that goes through our mind. It doesn't matter who does it, as long as it gets done.
We're to the first demonstration of Silverado's bend but do not break defense, their first goal line stand. The Hawks hold Silverado on 3 plays following a 1st and goal at the 5, and Victor Valley has to settle for a Luis Rosales field goal, 3-0 Jackrabbits, 5:17 remaining in the first. The Jackrabbits defense would hold Silverado to but 13 total yards and 1 first down the first half. 36 is junior linebacker Deshaun Williams. On Silverado's first possession of the second quarter, Williams picks off the pass that's tipped into the air, and Victor Valley's offense is back in business at the 15. 2 plays later, Donald Mitchell weaves his way through the Hawks secondary, and the Jackrabbits lead is 10-0. Mitchell, a junior, finishes the night with 80 yards on 16 carries. Much of the first half was likened to a knockdown, drag-out title fight, a collision of number 11s. Here, Victor Valley's Joseph Video with the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. 53 is defensive lineman Sean Delator. Had Silverado's defense not been stingy in the red zone, the Jackrabbits may have put the game out of reach by intermission. Mitchell carries inside the 10. It's 1st and goal at the 7. Time is running out in the second quarter. That brings up another goal line stand by the Hawks. Tyrese Myers with the slashing touchdown-saving tackle. 4th and goal from the 1, denied. Tyrese Myers, number 21, again. 16 is Dana Jenkins. The Hawks hold Victor Valley's lead at halftime to 10-0. Silverado's second drive of the second half would produce their first points of the night. Sam Taylor connects with Kier Parker for the first down. The drive is aided by this penalty. Hardy Brandon flagged for leading with the helmet. But Victor Valley's defense stiffens in the red zone, and Silverado is held to a field goal. The Hawks are on the scoreboard, though. Alan Manzo's 21-yarder makes it 10-3, 9.5 minutes into the second half. That would be the only scoring in the third quarter. The fourth quarter would see the tide begin to turn in favor of the favored Hawks. A scoring drive landed Silverado at 4th and goal inside the 10, and the Hawks kicked their second field goal, but a roughing the kicker penalty led the Hawks to take the 3 points off the scoreboard, given new life with 1st and goal at the 4. 3 plays later, Sam Taylor carried across from less than a yard out, and the ball game is deadlocked at 10. 6 minutes remain. Victor Valley's response was another long possession, kept alive by big plays by the senior signal caller. 3rd and long, 1st down. Followed by another carry into the red zone. As if turnabout is fair play, the Hawks defense throws up another goal line stand. A 1st and goal at the 9 ends up with a field goal attempt that's off the mark, but talk about turnabout, this time it's the Hawks penalized for roughing the kicker. On 4th down, Luis Rosales' 17-yard field goal splits the uprights, and Victor Valley regains the lead 13-10 with 1:23 remaining. Tony Gutierrez, 231-pound senior defensive lineman, executes the crucial 3rd down sack, essentially icing the win. The final, Victor Valley 13, Silverado 10. The Jackrabbits, Desert Sky League champions.
How much of this was for Coach Eudy?
All of it. As much as possible.
Everything. He's given so much to this program. Everything's for him, especially since this is last year. I love that man.
We want Coach Eudy to go out with the bang. Love you, Coach Eudy!
Silverado's Devin Gandy scores 3 touchdowns in his team's 43-point outburst against Victor Valley, and the Hawks defense shuts out the Jackrabbits in the decisive Desert Sky League encounter between Victorville rivals. Devin Gandy, a junior, catches a pair of touchdown passes from Anthony Jackson and adds a 54-yard punt return for a touchdown in the fourth quarter. Silverado coach RAFAEL GINORIO anticipated the outcome.
Just us coming out and playing our game. You know, we've been getting better each week. I really think it just comes down to us not making mistakes and penalties. No one's really come out and really stopped us outright. We've kind of been our biggest enemy ourselves. So we really feel like we had a great week of practice. We feel like we're going to get rid of those things, and hopefully we come out on top.
Hawks all-CIF defenders and team tackles leaders Tino Mao, 8, and Tykeal Obana, 57, relentless in their last regular season home game at Hawk Stadium. Almatino Mao, 5'11", 220-pound linebacker. Outstanding lateral speed shown here by Tykeal Obana, 6 foot, 310-pound nose guard, literally throwing the Jackrabbits quarterback for a loss. Hawks defenders are all over the undersized and undermanned Jackrabbits, pirating a pair of passes and recovering 4 fumbles. Anthony Austin, the interception here. Anthony Austin appears to be scoring the game's first touchdown, scooping up the fumbled punt and running it in. But in one rule this sportscaster has never fully understood: a fumbled punt cannot be advanced or returned. Hawks have it where the fumble was recovered. That's at the 26. Anthony Jackson hits Devin Gandy, and the Hawks are in the red zone to the 13. Next play, the senior quarterback bootlegs, gets outside, cuts back, and crosses the goal line. First rushing touchdown of the season for the 6 foot, 170-pound signal caller. Silverado goes up 6-0 after 9.5 minutes of scoreless football. Some of Victor Valley's biggest plays are on kick returns. Sophomore Torian White, the run back to midfield here. But 2 plays into this possession, Rabbits' problems continue when it comes to holding onto the ball. Tykeal Obana crashes into the backfield. The ball is loose. Michael Mao recovers. And the Hawks are about to score their second touchdown in a 7-second time span. Silverado's version of the Statue of Liberty play. Nick Reed Casey takes the behind-the-back handoff, cuts outside, and races 29 yards to the end zone. 16th rushing touchdown of the year for the senior running back who was an Al-Mojave River League first-team selection a year ago at Serrano. 13-0 Hawks. A minute and a half to go in quarter number 1. Isaac Guillen recovers the botched kickoff, equivalent to an onside kick, and the Hawks are poised to strike again. This is the 31-yard scoring play. Anthony Jackson to Devin Gandy. Anthony Jackson's 11th touchdown pass of the season, 10th TD reception for Devin Gandy, who will add another from 40 yards out in the third quarter. We have just seen Silverado score 3 touchdowns in less than 60 seconds. In reality, Victor Valley's upset chances gone in 60 seconds. Recalling the title of the Car Thief movies of 1974 and year 2000 remake. It is not that the Victor Valley defense does not put up a valiant effort, with many an outstanding play turned in by black-jerseyed playmakers. 8 is Ulysses Munoz, 6'2", 190-pound senior linebacker. Watch linebacker number 5, Alex Ibanez, throwing Anthony Jackson for a loss. Victor Valley has less than 30 players suited up for this game. Silverado nearly twice that number. Jackrabbit Jamarius Zelaya, the interception in the red zone and run back across the 30. Jamarius Zelaya, 5'9", 155-pound sophomore defensive back. The Hawks' defense is bigger, deeper, and turns in more tackles for a loss. Kason Brooks, 90, adds to his team-high total of sacks. The 6 foot, 225-pound junior has 15.5 quarterback sacks coming in. The Silverado defense holds Victor Valley to less than 100 yards total offense. The turnover ratio also heavily favors the Hawks. Quite a night for senior Anthony Austin, a second fumble recovery to go with his earlier pass interception. Here comes a senior night moment for sophomore defensive back Mason Taylor. This interception, the second of the year for the 6 foot, 150-pound Hawks defender. It sets up Silverado's next scoring drive, the Hawks getting it back at the Victor Valley 47. From the 31, Anthony Jackson to Jason Edwards, 6'1", 185-pound senior wide receiver. Gain of 21 to the 10. Next play, Jawan Howard cuts off the Joseph Ramos block, second rushing touchdown of the season for the sophomore running back. The two-point conversion is a senior moment joy to watch for Tino Mao, who hikes the ball back, then gets it back, going up and pulling down the pass. First point scored by the defensive standout, and a good play on which to end this highlights reel. The Hawks go to 3-0 in the DSL and go to Granite Hills next in a showdown between DSL unbeaten. Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Drive. The world-class auctioneers at I-15 Auctions. Bid fast, bid last. I-15 Auctions. Midway Home Solutions in Victorville, providing highest quality home appliances at discount prices for 6 decades. And Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville, supporting high desert teams, athletes, and sports programs.